Shanghai Amusement Machine Engineering Company, or SAMECO, is one of China's oldest amusement ride manufacturers. Having been in business since 1984, they are a state-owned company much like MCC that we covered in the last video in this series. In 1984, SAMECO made some of the first Chinese-made amusement rides. They were generic flat rides such as a teacups ride, a train ride, and a merry-go-round. For the next 4 years, they continued to make these rides. But it would be in 1989 when they forever changed the Chinese amusement ride industry. That was the year they made the first ever Chinese-made roller coaster. It was heavily inspired by Japanese coasters being made and sold at the time by Misho and Senyo, named Jungle Mouse. This model of coaster would become extremely popular in China, so popular that nearly every other Chinese ride manufacturer would end up creating one. Also in 1989, they would introduce their first Ferris wheel. This model, though not initially popular, would become the company's most sold ride in years to come. In 1990, they introduced the first Chinese-made log flume, and around 1993, they introduced a wacky worm-type coaster. Their next major milestone came in 1996 when they debuted the Looping Coaster 495 meters, a looping coaster with a vertical loop and 2 corkscrews, as well as an unnamed model of a looping coaster with 2 vertical loops. Both models were very similar to designs by Japanese manufacturer Senyo. In 1999, they introduced one of their stranger coaster models, the SLC-01. SLC standing for Single Loop Coaster, not Suspended Looping Coaster. This coaster utilized a track style similar to what Japanese manufacturer Togo had used in the past, and was identical to what fellow state-owned roller coaster manufacturer MCC was beginning to use on their medium 3-ring coasters around this time. Though it is not confirmed, it is suspected that since MCC and SAMECO are both state-owned, they worked together on these models. The trains on the MCC medium 3-ring coaster and the SAMECO SLC-01 are also nearly identical. Interestingly, the SLC-01 completes its single vertical loop halfway through the layout, not at the beginning like most roller coasters. In the year 2000, they would produce a knockoff SNS Space Shot, as well as a knockoff of Japanese manufacturer Misho's Loop-the-Loop coaster named Reciprocating Roller Coaster. It's notable that this knockoff used a much more gradual first hill than the Japanese originals. In 2001, they produced an exact clone of MCC's medium 3-ring coaster. As they're both state-owned companies, this could have been due to the model's high popularity that year, causing MCC to have SAMECO build the model to meet high demand. The same situation occurred in 2003. You can identify a SAMECO medium 3-ring coaster from an MCC one by looking at the trains. SAMECO trains do not say roller coaster made in China on the side, while MCC ones do. In 2002, they took a step away from roller coasters, creating the Jinjiang Star Ferris wheel in Shanghai, which was the first Ferris wheel in China to be over 100 meters tall. Building on this success, they built the Nanchang Star in 2006, which opened as the world's tallest Ferris wheel at 160 meters or 525 feet. And in 2008, they debuted the Tianjin Eye Ferris wheel, which is notable for being the only Ferris wheel built into a bridge. In 2011, they debuted one of the world's tallest rides, Bubble Tram, a horizontal Ferris wheel at the top of Guangzhou's Canton Tower. The ride sits at a height of 458 meters, or 1,502 feet. While most of SAMECO's engineers were busy designing some of the country's most iconic Ferris wheels, a few of their engineers were determined to get back into the coaster market. They needed something innovative and different from any other Chinese coaster manufacturer. What they came up with has got to be one of the strangest coasters ever built. They took their normal Loop and Corkscrew model, steepened the lift hill, removed the lift chain, and added a compressed air launch. The coaster opened at Happy City in Shandong Province, China in 2013. After years of sporadic operation and frequent downtime, the ride closed with the park in 2017. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, no other park bought the model. SAMECO continues to sell their Ferris wheel and some of their earlier coaster designs to this day. They have made the least amount of coasters of the Chinese manufacturers I have covered in this series so far, and compared to most manufacturers in China, they have innovated a lot in recent years, especially when it comes to their non-coaster rides. Will SAMECO stay in the Chinese coaster business, or will they focus on their much more successful flat ride and Ferris wheel business? Well, only time will tell. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.